So this is the question that he's addressing now. The Maasecho explained there's two levels of malchus, or two levels of exaltedness, relative exaltedness and essential exaltedness. Relative exaltedness means beyond, to use another word. Essential exaltedness is beyond. To use other words to make it clearer, I mean, these are old, tired words, but actually they're not tired. They're like being used. If they're useful in conveying chassidus, they're not tired. Maybe I'm getting tired. Infinite is beyond, friends. The very word says that. Not finite. So it's saying it's limitless, but the limitlessness of it is appreciated against limit. And then there's beyond, which defies language. Because the best we can say, and by language is by definition description, is it's not finite. It's no thing that we could possibly conjure or imagine beyond. So that's a relative beyond. That, in the words of the Maasecho, is basically that's Tchilas, beyond creation. Beyond creation. Tchilas is infinite. But the Eibishter is not beyond. Eibishter is beyond. And then language stops after that. There's no point in adding another beyond, but beyond. Chassidus says the other language of this nimna nimno is hidden from the hidden. The language again ends there once we just acknowledge that it's not just relatively beyond us, but essentially beyond. Reimus atzmis. Now, the interesting thing is that malchus, we need to grasp this, and because the whole definition of malchus means governance. So that already means you're governing something. And yet in malchus, there's two kinds of malchus. There's a malchus which is relatively beyond the people, a leader relative to the people. He's a leader relative to everybody else. He's a higher level. And then there's a leader that's a leader even when there's no people to lead. He's be'etzem, a leader. Now, that what needs to be understood is, but if you're saying leader, you're already saying relative to others. No, there's malchus, that malchus is in all of the divine expressions, they're all paradoxical, all of them, they have to be, because they're all rooted in the one transcendent beyond God. But in all of the manifestations, the Eibishter Malchus is the most paradoxical. Because it's the one invested in creation, and it's rooted in Isnasus Atzmis. The whole thing in Malchus is governance, and yet it's bepnimius. It's not defined by governing something else, beyond something else. It's an essential state. Only word, I'll just throw out this word over here. The translation of Malchus on a human level is your inherent dignity as a human being, your inherent value, your sovereign value, not compared to anybody, anything else, because you have some greater talent that sets you apart. You have somebody else. You have a sovereign value, not relative to anybody else. Bishvili nivra olam. Okay, that has to be unpacked, but it's just trying to give you a sense of there is an essentials, intrinsic sovereign value that is not contingent upon anything or anyone. And it's called malchus. That's true dignity, sovereignty. Okay, we get the general idea. So the Eibishter, that's the meaning of the Eibishter is king. Melech, B'terem, Kol, Yitzur, Nivro. We just said in Adon Yilom, we're about to say it. How can you be king before anything was formed? The whole definition of king is you're a king over a people, over a kingdom. No, that's the lower level of kingdom. Then there's the essential malchus, beyond, that's even pre-creation. Adam Harishan drew and revealed that level, that truth of God on the day he was born. Till then, creation knew God as creator, as king, classically, king over people. And Adam Harishan revealed in the two ways the Maasecho said, going to the Protim, I think it'll be further explained, and revealed God's Reimemus Atzmis in creation. And thereafter, it's our Avodah. It's our Avodah to reveal that deeper, as it were, the Maila, and deeper within creation. Culminating when Mashiach comes. That's when God's kingdom established on earth. We're talking about his Reimemus Atzmis, which in the language we have been speaking in the Olam Amarim previously till now, is we're talking the difference between creator and God. Although God is the creator. When we talk about creator, that's already implicit, is relationship to creation. And if we would peg God just as a creator, then that's what he does and has to do, because that's what he is. But Hashem is not a creator. It's a role that creator is the lower level of Malchus. That's a role that God undertook because he has a desire for Dira B'Tachtonim, and he's beyond creator. That's what we mean by this Nasus Atzmis. Now, to understand all of this in greater depth, the Maasecho introduced the pasuk in Tilim, which expresses all of this, Arimimcha Alekai HaMelech, which the Maasecho explained to mean that a Jew through Avodah draws down. Arimimcha here means to draw down. Hashem's is Nasus Atzmis, is essential Malchus. Yeah, beyond creator. Creator is beyond. The Eibishter is beyond. We're clear? I'm trying to, yeah? So the Maasecho asked, the Maasecho started to explain, what does the word Elokai mean? Elokai has two opposite, it seems, meanings. Elokai Maloshin Elikus, godly, divinity, and Elokai Koyach, power, energy. Why the opposites? Elikus means, by definition, beyond creation. Koyach means that which Hashem has invested in creation. Koyach Ma'asav Higid the opening words of Rashi, describing creation. Why does the Torah start with Bereshis? Because he wants to relate his Koyach. I created the world, right? And at Yisrael, I gave initially to the nations, now I gave it to the Jews. That's creation is an expression of Hashem's koyach. But Elikah means Elikus, beyond. So how can the same word mean both beyond and within? The answer is because it's one God, and each one of these meanings brings out another Maila, which the Maasecho is now explaining. To understand, therefore, the inyan of what? Of koyach and Elikus, or oir, Elikus revealing godliness. First, we'll introduce to understand the distinction between oir and Shem. Now, these are just words: light, revelation, and name. Because a name is the inyan of koyach, similar inyan. As we'll explain, just to throw this out, literally throw this out there. When I throw this, that's my koyach. It's separate from me. My name is separate from me. And as Maasecho will explain, there's a fellow outside the door, and you tell me his name, I know nothing about him. It's his name, I know nothing about him. It's not expressed in his name. When I throw this, and you don't see who threw it, and you see it sailing, you have no clue who threw it, but you see it sailing, but it's disconnected completely from the one who produced it. Like a name is mine, but disconnected. That's what koyach is. It's the Eibishter's investure in creation, but not, fill in the next word we used last week before, not, starts with a T, traceable, not traceable directly to the source. Oir is traceable. You look at light, you know what the source of light is. You look at even what light illuminates, you can see that's a flashlight illuminate that the sun, the moon, a candle, just looking at the object. Oir is eminently traceable. It's dovuk b'amoir. But koyach is not traceable. You have to know where it comes from. All you just see is the net result, the energy, the creation. So we're in the middle now of saying it. Now, he said, like, we'll pick up the text in a second. Deep dive. So explaining like this now. Okay, you have to get clear. Avifam bekend. Atzmos, mo'er, and oir. Right? Let's address these terms. That's what we're talking about here in this ice. Atzmos is the essence of the Eibishter. Beyond. Creator is beyond. The Eibishter is beyond. Mo'er means luminary. It's a word. What do we mean by this word? We mean that a luminary, a source of light, projects light and reveals its presence naturally. And then there's the oir that it projects. What's the oir? The oir conveys the truth that there is a mo'ir. Now here's what he's saying in this oir now. Mo'ir, that level, does not naturally reveal Atzmos. Again, God is not a creator. It's an absolute decision that God decided to become a creator, which has no foundation, no basis, no justification. There's no need, nothing. It's not an expression of him. It's not him. That's what he chose to do, because nisave, this desire, which is beyond all rationale, beyond. So therefore, the Eibishter decided to become, as it were, descend onto the plane of creator. It's not a given at all. Once creator, then naturally flows. Once he decides to be a creator, which means he decides to give rise to these creative forces, that's the spheres. The 10 spheres are creative forces, Malchus being the one that actually creates, the final divine word. Everything flows from there. The creator will create. An artist will produce art. That's what he's going to do. Just let him be himself and he'll produce his art. Because that's what he's hardwired to do. Mo'er is a hardwired decision that the Eibishter decided to become. It doesn't convey Atzmos. So let's translate that. Looking at the world like light, friends, is traceable to a source. Looking at creation, we can discover and should, if we're just objective, the designer. The more we see the design, the complexity of the world, its unity, its wonder and mystery, the more we see a creator that's eminently discoverable. A 3-year-old child discovered that intellectually. His name was Avraham. Moreover, it's such an obvious truth that it's just a given. As we said the other day, you don't have to teach a child that there's a God. Just talk about God. The kid just knows what you're talking about. However, that the Eibishter is beyond creator, that's not obvious. That we reveal through Avodah. That's the whole point of Avodah, Torah mitzvahs. Admo began that process on the first day of creation, and we are continuing. That was the 6th day of creation, and the 6th day of Sivan, 2,448 years later, Matan Torah will continue. Yom HaShishi, Rashi says, the 6th day. Every other day it doesn't say Yom HaRavi, Yom HaChamishi. It's Yom Revi, Yom Chamishi, Yom Shlishi. Yom HaShishi, because this day is going to be completed the 6th day. He started something, it's going to be complete. It's all achana, and it's going to be completed by Matan Torah. And we're continuing the Avodah ever since. To reveal in the world what? The Eibishter himself anochi. What the Maasecho is saying, however, is this: since oir is me'ein ham, yeah, close to Shkoyach. Since oir is me'ein hamoy, here's the big chiddush, friends, here, the big nuance here. And the more oil comes from Atzmos, and God decided he wants himself to be known, and we should reveal him. So notwithstanding the fact that Moir only reveals him as creator, latent within that decision to be known is also know me beyond creator. But that's not going to be obvious, that you'll discover. But it's carried through in Moir and in Oir. And he says, we're up to now this point, I'll say it outside the Maasecho, and then we'll see it inside. And that is as follows. We have to grasp this point. Okay, yeah. We said it last week. We started to address this, and I'm going to address it now. And that is, I'm hesitating because I hope we're about to convey it. Even though I've been saying all along, and you heard me saying this now again, that Hashem as creator is traceable. It's traceable. You look at the design, you see a designer. It's as simple as that. It's a medrash, actually. A person was in a desert, a desolate place, and he sees an elaborate castle. And he concludes, somebody must have built it. You see design and complex design, and it's all interconnected, etc. And science is discovering this more and more. It points to a designer, traceable. That, my friends, is the design of the world. The design is traceable. But to create yesh ma'ayin, something from nothing, that's not traceable. That's completely incomprehensible. And science can't even deal with it. Like, how did the first thing get here? Is there a first thing? Is there a here? To create yesh ma'ayin, that is the expression only of God himself. Oir, Hashem's oir doesn't create yesh ma'ayin overtly, but he's going to say it carries it. That's the whole point. Oir, mo'oir doesn't create yesh ma'ayin. Mo'oir, listen, mo'oir, you can only create that which is you contain, yeah? So I'll put it to you this way. Mo'oir produces light. The light is traceable and the natural expression of the mo'oir. So the oir can only create that which is traceable to it and the natural expression of it, which is the design and beauty and all of the properties of creation. But the fundamental existence, yesh ma'ayin, something from nothing. Moir has to create that which feels its market. That's what Moir is. It produces oir that fulfills its market. Only Atzmos, the Eibishter, who is the Yeshu Amiti, doesn't come from anything else, can create that which feels it doesn't come from anything else. The Yeshu Nivra. Out of nothing. Now, nothing means it's not traceable. Atzmos is not traceable. That's the whole point. The untraceable, it's impossible to connect and know, is revealed through Torah and mitzvah. But that's Atzmos. The chiddush of the Maasecho is that truth is conveyed in the oil. And even though the Alter Rebbe says that creation yesh ma'ayin is only b'chek Atzmos, only Atzmos can create out of nothing, oil cannot. So when we say created before, we're talking about the design creator, like the artist. He takes things that exist and he manipulates them very artistically, but he's not responsible for the existence of the things. The very yesh ma'ayin is fundamentally, friends, ayin, nothing, it's not, nothing is saying something, it's no thing, you're already saying. Ayin is not no thing, it's beyond no thing, you have no language for that. We speak about Atzmos, speak creation, there's no language. We say no thing, even infinite. It's a word, it's a description. So what do we say? Beyond. Get language stops, so we finished. No point in saying another beyond if you've contributed nothing. So all to say this, you have to understand that to create yesh ma'ayin, that only Atzmus Moir can create yesh ma'ayin. Moir can produce oir, that which is connected and traceable and expressive of the Creator, not something that's fundamentally from nothing. Only the Eibush himself, Atzmus. And that is conveyed latently in the oir, in the Moir, in the oir itself, which tells us, therefore, that what the oir conveys, obviously not latently, is the designer, the divine designer. But conveyed in the oir is also the Eibush beyond designer, beyond the divine artist, Atmos, but that is revealed only through Avodah. But that too, because why? Because in the Eibush's decision to become a Mo'er, this is the crux of it. It wasn't just a decision, know me as creator, know me. That's what I want to be revealed. And he could have made it all revealed immediately, but he chose not. Creator will be obvious if you'll be objective and search for me. That's not the big avodah. To discover the real me, that you're going to have to work at. I want you to work at, take ownership of it, and that's going to be through Torah mitzvahs. That's what's coming in this ois. Let's now say it. Is this somewhat clear? We'll see it in the ois. Afterwards, we say the mizu. So it's ois vav. Ois dalet page vav. Where is it, friends? V'raya l'dover. We should go back to Yisayim Mizeh. It's on top of number 27. 2 lines above. Yisayim Mizeh shugam eino inyanim sheba atzmos. Not only does the oir reveal the mo'ir, the luminary, the artist. If you can remember these parallels, we'll have to understand. Not only does the oir, God's revelation, let's use English words, McGill student sitting here. Hello. Not only does God's revelation reveal that he's the divine artist, moreover, shugam me'ein hoyin yorim sheba atzmos shalamai lebchinas mo'ir. God has allowed for and wants, that's his whole kavon of dira b'tachtonim, that we should know him, his essence beyond mo'ir, divine artist. Sharik Hashem shelo yizeu ikar alikus marsha earlier sisav mimenu. Just like as the Alter Rebbe says, God is not created. That's not the main thing in God, is that he produces a creation. So likewise, this oir, right? It's soft gewaldig. No, that's not ikar of elikus. Hashem's beyond being a source, a luminary, which a luminary already means otherness to where he's, right? Oir being revealed to. So what's the bottom line? What's the Eibishter's decision? What does the Eibishter want? What's the whole foundation, the origin of all? It is Shemilvad in the Oid. Not only should we know that he's a creator, that's what Oid reveals. Mo'ir must produce light. An artist, a creator, must produce his art. Moreover, the Eibush himself is beyond creator, and there's many endless things, no things that God could express or not express. And all of that, the true Anoichi, the emes Anoichi, latently in his decision to reveal, that too will be revealed one day. The eye of God beyond creator. Atzmus mamish. What's the proof that this is latently present within creation? It's not in the design of creation, not there. That reveals more. But in the very hisavas yesh me'ayin of creation. The very existence out of nothing of creation. That's only mitzad atzmus. And it's the Oid that revealed that. God spoke. This is all Oid that came into existence. Yesh ma'ayin. Not just the tzir, the beautiful, the artistry. But the fun, just to make a little bit more, friends, so you appreciate this. when we're speaking about artistry and talent, so you tell me, is there's more talent and less talent? Yeah. Is Tchilas higher than Bria? Is Bria higher than Yetzirah? Yeah. But creating something from nothing, is it a bigger talent, quote unquote, to create the universe or a speck of dust out of nothing? Or todavar, something out of nothing is fundamentally inconceivable, impossible. We can't even conceive nothing. All we can say is no thing. Can't even conceive of nothing. Yesh ma'ayin, to bring something into existence. To bring, really, it's not something to existence, to bring existence into existence. That's bemis. Yesh ma'ayin means to bring existence into existence. It's not a bigger miracle to bring a pebble or a universe. The difference is this is simple, that's complex. That's already the tzir, that's already a moir business. That's already artistic, greater revelation, more complex, simpler, more beautiful, awesome, wondrous, tender, furious, all of the properties of creation. But the etzem, Verhallenkeit, to use the word, must be like to say, at least the existence of whatever, it's the same stupendous impossibility no matter what we speak of, and that's only b'chei atzmos. To create yesh ma'ayin. And what can here's the pella here. That's the Eibishter's oil, which means his decision to reveal himself. It's with this decision he created out of nothing, which means in his revelation we will know that too one day, and that's going to be through avodah. Through avodah, we're mamshich. Atmos anoichi beyond creator. You don't need avodah to connect to God as creator, live in a beautiful commune, live in harmony and kumbaya, and everybody's nice and friendly and harmonious and one with nature. You're connected to the creator. Oh, but the heilige Bashefer, not just the Bashefer, the holy creator. That's only Torah mitzvahs and the avodah. That's only the way that God is allowed to investing himself anoichi in Torah mitzvahs. But it's all there in creation. Just he's present, and his revelation. The oy means he's present to be known. Just latently waiting us to reveal that through Torah mitzvahs. Adam Rishon began it, and we're continuing this.
Torah mitzvahs, not that Torah mitzvahs is your logical way to arrive there and understand it, but rather because that's what the Eibishter chose.
Yeah, Torah mitzvahs only work because Atzmos invested himself. Ilin stavinu lachtiv eitzim. Alter Rebbe says if the Eibishter will tell us to chop wood, then that will be the way. There's no way this is an important point you're raising. There's nothing we can devise this is the obvious pre-Matan Torah. Through our own avodah, we can connect to the creator for sure. You don't need your own discovery. Look at the world. You'll see the 10 spheres. If you look really carefully, you'll see it's a system of 10, then you see the interaction. It's all discoverable. But God himself, we can't discover him unless he allows for it. Because he's beyond. Beyond we can get to, but not beyond. So how do we? You put it film.
He chose that medium. So.
That's it. And whatever it would be, so as I told you, we'll conclude with this. People ask the question, look, I want to be spiritual, religious, etc. Why do I have to follow these set of rules? Why can't I define my own spiritual path? The answer is you can go ahead and you'll be spiritual and you can be religious. All the superlatives in the world you can apply to yourself. But to God himself, zero connection. Yeshmai, the Eibishter himself is beyond. We can't build the ladder to the Eibishter himself. So how do you connect to God? On his terms. He allows for it. He says, Shabbos, Tefillin, God, that's how you connect. And remember, this is also true in relationships as well, because everything translates. To connect to somebody else has to be on their terms. What do you want? Not what I want for you. Not the way I like to see you. What I think you should wear. It's your birthday, we'll go to the restaurant that I like. That's not connecting. Connecting is on the other person's terms. When it comes to the other person, since we're both human, I could know what you want without you telling me. I've been around, I heard you. But connect to God. He's got to tell us that. How to do that. We can't figure that out. And he did 613 ways. And all of the detail. Okay, friends, to be continued, B'ez Hashem, tomorrow.